What's up, YouTube? Rose City Sports Cards. We are back with a special VR to Huck's Sports Cards, and they are celebrating their 200 subscriber milestone. They've put up some blaster boxes to choose from as a prize for their giveaway, and wanted to give that channel a big shout out and participate in their VR that they put out, which was to show the 5 players that you enjoyed watching most. And I thought, because I've PC'd a lot of players throughout the years, for the purpose of this VR, I'm going to focus on a particular decade in time from 77, the summer of 77 to the summer of 87. And it really sort of brings me back to the early days of my, really onset of my sports enthusiasm, and watching teams and following players and teams. Before we get into that, I do want to kind of just mention that I found Huck Sports Cards here recently through a VR that I saw on Cash and Dad's Packbusters channel. And I actually am going to be doing a VR for them. This is the first in a series of 4 VRs that I'll be doing over the next couple days. And thank you, Cash and Dad, for turning me on to a cool channel. And let's get on with this VR. We're going to start off with where it all began for me. You know, just to give you sort of a backstory, we moved from Southern California over here to Oregon back in the summer of 1976. I was going into the 2nd grade. I turned 7 years old in that school year, and that was really the first year that I really sort of paid attention to following teams. The Blazers actually won the NBA championship that first season that we were here, the 76 to 77 season, and it was this guy right here that led the way, Big Bill Walton. And that was the first team that I really followed in earnest. I remember putting up a basketball hoop on the house in our driveway so that I could shoot hoops out there. And we played the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA championship the summer of 1977. And behind Big Bill and our great team that we had, we emerged victorious in that championship. That's what started off for me in following sports and later collecting cards. It was later that same year, in October of 77, that this guy right here, Reggie Jackson, went crazy in the World Series, hitting 3 home runs in 1 game, and just really tearing it up. This card here actually commemorates it. It's a 1987 Topps card, Turn Back the Clock, and it talks all about Reggie Jackson's exploits in that 1977 World Series. That was a great time for sports collecting and just following great sports at the time. That was a major feat, what he did there in the championship. The very next season, the 77 to 78 season, this guy right here, he was my favorite player to watch growing up. The Iceman, George Gervin, won the NBA scoring title in the 77-78 season. He was first team All-Star. This is a 1978 Topps card. I really like it. Picked it up at the LCS here last year, and I think it was in one of our pickup videos, and really enjoyed watching the Iceman. His finger rolls and bank shots, just the real level of skill that he showed on the court was amazing to watch. And still to this day, I think I consider him my favorite player. You know, growing up watching basketball throughout those years. You know, there was Dr. J, there was Magic and Bird and all those guys, but early on, he made the biggest impression on me. When I was out there shooting hoops in the driveway, I was kind of emulating his game. Moving on into the 80s, we had Ricky Henderson, who was just a master at the stolen bases. This card here commemorates when he passed Lou Brock for the all-time steals lead. He has put that record pretty much out of reach for pretty much anybody else going forward, I would think. And so I really enjoyed watching him. Every time the Mariners played him, he'd always get on base, and you could pretty much guarantee he was going to work his way around. Great player to watch. And then, of course, everybody knows this guy right here, Michael Jordan, drafted in 1984 to the Chicago Bulls. And I remember in my senior year in 1987, the time I graduated, this guy was winning his first NBA scoring title that season. He went on to win 7 straight scoring titles. And you could pretty much tell he was going to be the best player in the league by the summer of '87. And that pretty much encapsulates that first 10 years of my following sports. I really didn't collect a lot of cards at that time. It wasn't until later that I actually started putting together collections and ripping into packs, more so in the 90s than in the 80s. I think that's kind of why I enjoy the 80s packs, the retro packs so much nowadays, is that I didn't really rip a lot of them at that time. And so I'm kind of getting to relive that experience all over again. The players that I enjoyed watching throughout those years, I can now collect them, and I do enjoy opening those packs from that time frame. So if you have not checked out Huck Sports Cards, I will pin a link in the, they're tagged in the title of this video. So head on over and check them out. You can even participate in their VR. Like I say, they're giving away a box of cards. You can choose from a few different blasters they have up. And it looks like just a really fun contest to participate in. I enjoyed going through the PC and pulling out some of these cards that I could share with you guys. And it's been a good time. We're going to be doing a VR for Cash and Dad's Pack Busters, as well as the Autograph Fisherman tomorrow. And the Autograph Fisherman VR consists of some shout-outs to a few different channels. That's going to be a lot of fun, where I'll be able to kind of highlight some of the other channels out there that I've been watching lately. Meantime, we are going to be back later on this evening for a group break. It's our NBA mixer with 2020-2021 mega boxes of Optic and Mosaic. We've got 2021 to 2022 blasters of Prism and Donruss. It's going to be a sweet 5-box mixer of top shelf product with big bang potential. You can pick up spots for the break at our website, www.rosecitysportscards.com. It's a budget break, $10 to $12 teams, depending on how many you'd like to have in the break. We set it up where, with your 2-team spot, you're guaranteed a top-tier team. We put all the best rookies from those 2 draft classes into the top tier and make sure that everyone gets one of the top-tier teams along with a regular base-tier team as well, so you have equal chances to get some of the best rookies and some of the biggest hits in the break. So we also have a free team giveaway. I'll pin a link in the comments for that entry video. If you have not entered, give this video a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the VR, and then head on over there to get entered into that. Best of luck to all of you in that drawing. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon. Rose City Sports Cards.